tonight's class on our back. So come down onto your back, bring the soles of the feet together, knees wide. Put one hand to your belly, one hand to your heart, and just close the eyes. And as you start to check in here, notice any mind chatter, any thoughts, any busyness, and especially if there's a repetitive thought, just run it gently by intuition and by your heart. Is this actually the truth? We just keep asking ourselves that question tonight. Is this actually the truth? It's a really nice way to lighten up our practice, where you'll sometimes find that something that feels really heavy, really repetitive, you can just drop quite quickly. You'll be like, oh no, that's not the truth, and place it to the side. Stay here. You can open the eyes, take the hands out to the side, straight out to begin. Then bend the elbows up, bend from the elbows, bring the hands up above the elbows. So you've got an L shape, or we call them cactus arms. You've got these bent arms out to the side. Notice if straight away your ribs start to pop and lift, and the bottom tips of your shoulder blades lift off the mat. Don't worry if they do, but it does indicate a little bit of chest and rib tightness. And so to help us get the stretch, can you press the back shoulder blades back down? Feel just a gentle softening of the front ribs back into the body. And then maintain that as you inhale, reach the arms up overhead, straighten them out. And exhale, bend them back to cactus, an L shape out to the side of your armpits. Just going to do it 4 times, and there's a little bit of a stretch, or maybe a lot of a stretch happening through the shoulders. The main thing you're looking to feel is, can I keep my back ribs down? And can I keep those front ribs soft, or what we call quiet? Just 2 more like this. Reach the palms up and overhead. Last one. Good, then bend the elbows up and place the feet flat on the mat and just rock your pelvis forward and back, sort of 2 to 3 times, until you find the middle of the pelvis, a neutral pelvis where the front of the hips are squared to the roof. Keep that, take your breath in. As you breathe out, draw down between the front hip bones and lift one leg up to what we call tabletop. Good, keep that, breathe in. As you breathe out again, draw down between the hip bones and lift the other leg to what we call tabletop. Keep this, stretch the arms overhead again, inhale. And as you exhale, lift the arms up over the shoulders. Let's add on. Inhale, toes tap to the mat, hands overhead. Exhale, back up. We do this 6 times, and your awareness is still this bottom part of the ribs. Notice if they're lifting off the mat. Notice if the front ribs are starting to pop out of the body. Keep them quiet. And try and draw down between the front hip bones to keep the pelvis really supported. 2 more like this. plank on the roof. And bend your elbows down to your waist like you're doing chaturanga, our tricep push-up. Check here, you can put the elbows all the way down on the mat, that you now bring the hands, the wrists over the top of the elbows. So you've got a nice straight line at the elbow joint there. Okay, once you've got this, keep that bottom line of the shoulder blades down, where we did earlier with the cactus arms. Feel the back of your head lightly press into the mat. Then without those back ribs lifting, please press the elbows down into the mat. And what we're looking to feel here, without the pressure of the wrists or anything, is all of these muscles around the head, the neck, the upper back, and even the chest that support us in our chaturanga, our push-up. So keep that, elbows pressed down, back ribs are pressing down, back of the skull is pressing down. Now imagine you've got a squishy ball in your armpits and you're trying to squash or squish something in the armpits there. We stay here for 3. Elbows down, shoulders down, squash something in the armpits, keep the head lightly pressing into the mat for 1. Now lengthen the legs to the roof. See if you can keep this sensation in the upper body as the legs slowly lower away for 3. For 2, there's a little experience of like the pubic bone zipping up to the belly button and then lift back up, inhale. Lower away for 3, 2, 1, and inhale. Now you've got 4 more, and what I'd like you to start to notice, is there somewhere where the body switches off first for you? Maybe the head stops pressing into the mat, maybe the back shoulder blades stop pressing and you get a little bit of an arching there, maybe the elbows stop pressing, or maybe it's a loss of the pelvic floor and the front ribs. And this is really going to help you in your chaturangas. So you'll have a point of focus, you'll know where you can focus your strengthening on. Lift up. Last one, keep feeling like the pubic bone is like a zipper on your jeans, zipping up to the belly button. Come up. Draw both knees into the chest, please, and rock and roll yourself forward and back. Cross the ankles, downward facing dog. Hold it here for 5 breaths. Now, even though the arms are fully overhead here, fully extended, can you recreate the muscles that you needed to squash something in the armpits? So maybe you feel like you've got a little cotton ball or a strawberry in the armpits and you're trying to squash it. For 2, last breath. And please rise the right leg up behind you. Use the core to lunge very lightly forward. Put the left knee down, and then the right hand comes up behind your back. Keep that, and let the head actually drop down towards the left ear, so that what we're looking for, to the left shoulder here, what we're looking for is a bit of space across that whole top side, the right ear, the neck, into the collarbone and the chest. You can close the eyes if you want. And notice anything that the mind is repetitive about, anything that the mind's stuck on, can you run it past intuition and the heart? Is this actually the truth? Downward facing dog. Please change sides. Left leg rises. Lunge forward. Left hand to the roof. Place it behind your back. Maintain that and then let your head drop on down towards that right shoulder. Lots of space across the left side of the neck, the left collarbone. Look forward, step on up to the top of your mat please. Feet outside the shoulders, take a forward fold. Now interlace your hands behind your back and let the fingertips extend. Let the skin between the shoulder blades soften, almost kind of melt here. This little consideration, is it actually the truth? Hands to your butt, release them down to the mat. Soften knees and roll to standing, one vertebrae at a time. Anjali Mudra, feet together, close your eyes. Three Oms. Inhale. Let's flow. Reach up. Fold forward. Halfway lift. High plank. Let's do this. Put your knees down for the first one, just so you've got a bit of time to focus. And remember when you're on your back with the elbows at the side. So we have that sense of the shoulder blades, the bottom tip of the shoulder blades pressing back into the mat, back into the ground. Without over-curving, just feel them lift a little bit here. Then we have the experience of the head pressing into the ground, have that little experience. And then we were looking to feel like we were squashing something in our armpits. So do that now, feel like you're squashing something in the armpits. Breathe in here. Keep all of those experiences as you take the chest forward and down and stop just halfway. Triceps push back a little bit, ribs push back, head, armpits are squished. Let your hips relax, draw into a cobra, relax, lengthen the back of the neck. Downward facing dog, please. 3 breaths. Don't worry about the mind's analysis. And one more inhale. Exhale. Top of the mat, step or jump up. Halfway lift, lengthen out. Fold down, exhale. Reach to standing, go for a lot of range through the shoulders here. Bow back down, exhale. Halfway lift. High plank on the toes. Same experience. Feel a little lift in the back shoulders, a little push back in the skull, and a little sense of squeezing something in the armpits. Breathe in. Chest forward and down as you breathe out. Then relax the neck and the shoulders to lift high. Downward facing dog. Breath in. Really solid, purposeful, focused breath out. Top of the mat. Halfway. Fold forward. Reach up. Bow down. Half lift. Chaturanga, low plank. Remember those points, back shoulders, armpits, back skull, knees or toes. Downward facing dog. Inhale. And exhale. Top of the mat, step or jump. Halfway. Bow. Chair pose, sit, reach. Hold it here for 5. Now do be quite generous in lifting those thumbs. For 4. Witness the mind in this constant question that's filtered through the heart, like the heart kind of shines the diamond, gets the clarity. Is it actually the truth? Last breath in. Fold forward, exhale. Halfway lift. Low plank, exhale. Now it's different today, so take a notice. Push back up to high plank. Dolphin pose, which is elbows down in downward facing dog. Stay here for 3. Keep that micro back rib kind of lift or puff up that we did into the mat. Last breath in. Maintain it as you breathe out. Right leg rises. Look forward, lunge to the top of your mat. Reach up, crescent lunge. For 5. And just this constant question, is it the truth? What it is, who knows? It could be anything. There's a Sanskrit word that the best translation we can give it is stuff. I love it. So what's it, what's stuff, we don't know. But the question we ask is it the truth? Last inhale. Warrior 2, back foot turns to that long side of the mat, front foot stays forward, sink low. Keep filtering it. Almost like the question and the heart together join up to create this film of clarity. Is it the truth? The breath is the truth. Flip the front palm here. Reverse your warrior inhale. Stay for 5. Send the front knee out to the little toe a bit more. Be really active through the back inner thigh. Last breath. Then interlace your hands behind your back. Humble warrior, bow down inside this front leg. And you're here for 4. through the hands, so there's quite a bit of release and broadening across the front chest. You're going to need that today. Last inhale, and that exhale. Come on up, reverse the warrior again, take a big inhale. Hands to the mat, chaturanga low plank. Back of the skull, armpits, back ribs are strong. Notice, back to high plank, inhale. Dolphin down dog, elbows to the mat. Lift your left leg, please. Lightly lunge forward. Crescent lunge, reach up. For 5. And just breathe. Keep feeling, you know, have the front ribs got, we call it loud, where it's almost like they're an opening mouth, where they go, ah. So can you get them quiet? Just quieten the back in. Feel the back ribs lift like you're still on the mat, pushing them back. Last inhale. Warrior 2, exhale. Back foot to the long side, front foot to the short side, eye gaze steady. Breath in. Little deeper, breathe out. One more. Reverse your warrior. Feel that both feet are powerful, the toes are spread, the inner thigh muscles are lifting. Hold it here for 3. For 2. Last breath. Interlace and bow. Stay. Reverse your warrior. Inhale, please. Chaturanga low plank. Remember, sequence is different today. Press back up, high plank, inhale. Dolphin, downward facing dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. Right leg lifts. Lunge it on through. Crescent lunge. Warrior 2. Reverse. Humble warrior. Reverse. Chaturanga. Back to high plank, inhale. Down dog, elbows down. Left leg. Lunge through. Reach. Warrior 2. Reverse. Humble. Reverse. Chaturanga. Back to high plank. Down dog, elbows down. Now look forward, breath in. Breath out, lift the elbows and hips. Jump, top of the mat. Halfway lift, fold. Bow. Chair pose, sit down, please. You're here for 10 breaths, or if you're using the song, the music to flow with, now's your time to turn that on. Chair pose, you've got 2 more breaths. Last breath in. And fold forward. I'll talk us through 2 more rounds. And any time if the way we're moving is not to the beat of your song, Then just feel free to go off time with us, adapt it. Halfway lift. Low plank. High plank. Down dog, elbows down. Right leg high. Lunge on through. Crescent. Warrior two. Is it the truth? Reverse all of this stuff. Humble warrior. If I filter it through the heart, is it the truth? Chaturanga. Back to high plank. Dolphin down dog. Left leg. Light step. Inhale. Warrior two. Reverse. Humble. Reverse. Chaturanga. Remember your rhythm, your time. High plank. Dolphin down dog. Stay, breathe in. As you breathe out, lift the elbows, look forward, step or jump top of the mat. Halfway. And fold. Chair pose, really notice the sequence this round. Fold. Inhale. Plank. High plank. Dolphin. Right leg. Step. Reach. Warrior two. Reverse. Humble. Reverse. Chaturanga. Push up. Dolphin. Left leg. Step through. Reach. Warrior two. Notice the sequence. Reverse. Humble. Reverse. Chaturanga. Push back up. Down dog. Breathe in. Look forward, top of the mat, step or jump up. Halfway. And fold. Chair pose. Bow back down. Now keep flowing, guys. Through your halfway lift. Your chaturanga. Back up to the high plank. Then the down dog with elbows down. One more each side, right leg. Step. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Breathe out. Your breath, your timing, your rhythm. Left leg. Now hold this dolphin down dog, stay here. See if you can get your butt even higher and try and bring the head over the center of the forearms.
Notice if the front ribs have got loud. Draw them in, puff up your back ribs a little bit, and start to walk the knees in. This might be enough. If you can you start to tip your face? There's a little bit of a leap of faith here. You almost feel like you're going to nose plant. You can even kiss the mat as you put the knee on the back of the triceps and lift the toes. Now you need to puff the ribs, the skull, and feel like you're squashing something in the armpits. For 3, for 2, last one. Please put the knees down and forward fold here. Just shake your head yes and no. Yes and no. Any kind of mind dialogue, filter it through the heart. Is it the truth? Breathe in. Settle it as you breathe out. One more, breathe in. Settle it as you breathe out. And then walk yourself on out to downward facing dog. Lift the right leg up behind you, inhale. Lunge all the way forward as you exhale. Lift that right hand to the sky in a twist, and then put it behind your back, and like we did at the start of class, can you just let your left ear really dangle? So you're again getting a lot of space across the front of the collarbones after all those dolphin push-ups. Stay here. Last breath, keep trying to let the back shoulders relax. And lift that top hand to the sky, inhale. And place it down inside the right foot. Turn the back foot as if doing warrior 2 and lengthen the left arm over by your ear into extended side angle. Good, hold it here. Lots of power in the back leg. Lots of power in the front leg. You can stay here if it's enough, or if you've got the range, take the top hand behind your back, bottom hand down under the thigh and interlace. We push the shoulders back into the inner thigh. Lots of activity in the back body again. Back of the skull, back of the shoulders, side ribs. Stay here for 3. For 2. Last breath. We're not done here yet. Look down. Unwind the bottom hand and put it behind the right heel. Then put the left hand to the mat so the arms line up and rise up onto the right tippy toes. See if you can try and get your shoulder underneath the knee more and start to tip your weight forward, getting really strong in the back leg. This might be enough. If you've got range, start to drop the chest low. Now remember the muscles at the start of the class. We push the back ribs into the mat, we push the back skull into the mat, and we squashed something in our armpits. Do that here. If there's range, look on out to your right diagonal, kick that leg to the right diagonal and tip forward. We're here for 3. For 2, back legs really strong, squeeze the armpits. Last breath, whip that leg back, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Child's pose, press it back. And just turn your palms up. 2 breaths. One more. Return to downward facing dog, please. Left leg is high. Lunge it through. Left hand to the roof. Take it up behind your back, let the head dangle. This question, filter it through the heart. Is it the truth? It's stuff, all the things that come in and distract us. Reach on up. Place that left hand inside the left foot. Turn on out to extended side angle. If it's too much, it's fine to come to the elbow, but try for extension. 3 breaths. Feeling the back inner thigh zip up, deep core zip up, this rib line push back. Put that hand behind your back and then interlace the hand under the thigh and push the shoulders back into that inner thigh. Push the chest back. Get lots of activity of all of the muscles across the spine. 2 more breaths. Look down. Left hand goes behind the left heel. Frame it. Right hand goes next to it. And then bring your weight forward. See if you can tuck the left shoulder underneath the knee a little bit more. Get really strong in the back leg and start to lower the chest down like you're doing chaturanga. Skull strong, back shoulders strong, armpits strong. Then lengthen that left leg over to your diagonal and be strong in the back leg for 5. It's back of the skull, back of the shoulders, armpits. Notice the mind. Ignore the stuff. Look for what's truth. Last one. Whip this toe back, lower down. Cobra or up dog. Downward facing dog. Look forward. Step, hop or jump, top of the mat. Halfway. And then slide your hands underneath the feet. And see if the big toes can give the wrist a little bit of a massage here. Slow down the out breath. You've still got 4 more breaths here. If the fold is too much, a squat is okay. Please lower your hands to the mat. Lift the hips and roll to standing 1 vertebrae at a time. Dancer's pose. Right hand, left hand forward. Extend. And it's not even that we care about whether there's stuff running around in the mind. That's completely natural. Please change sides. But as we use the heart as a clarity filter, is it the truth? Please gently release. Right leg, tree pose. know truth. You just feel into that for a moment, and then express this however you want. You can change the arms, you can change the legs. Just feel for a moment that you let this be your own pure moment. And change legs, change sides. Tree pose on the left. At the heart of it, you know truth, you are truth. Allow yourself to express it. Please gently release. Reach up, inhale. Bow. Half lift. Tiny little jump. Place the hands and just jump to your shins. Then rise up to kneeling and place the hands to begin with on the butt with the fingertips pointing down. Instead of just taking the ribs and hips straight forward, feel that the hip bones go forward while the lower pubic bone actually pulls back, like it's pulled by a string that wants to loop onto the tailbone. So feel that, hips forward, pubic bone back. Then notice if the front ribs get loud. We still want to bend there, but rather than bending from the ribs, we want to move from the spine deep inside the body. Feel that those back ribs puff up a little bit, almost like you push the back ribs into the mat again. Feel that the back of the skull lifts and extends, and then you can start to lean back. You may wish to grab the heels, that would be fine. And keep noticing in the front ribs, if you feel like they're really opening up, like a Muppet mouth would be going, ah, then gently can you feel the back ribs, puff them a little bit like you're still pushing them into the mat. Feel the pubic bone looping back to the tailbone. Last breath. Then like you've got little pulleys on the front ribs, tuck your chin. Pull those pulleys down to the front hips to lift you. Sit back on the heels. Close the eyes. You know truth because you are truth. So filter the stuff, filter the it, whatever it is that clogs you through the heart. So there's this heart is a filter that filters out even the finest sediment. And only allow us through the purest gold. One more camel, come up please. Hands to the pelvis, send the hips forward. Again, the pubic bone feels drawn back, like it draws back just to the tailbone. Feel that the hip bones draw forward. The front ribs do open, but they're not screaming. You might wish to go for the heels. There's a lift and there's an activity in the back ribs. Then feel the inner knees lightly active, almost like you're hugging a little fit ball between the knees. Connect that up to the waist. The waist is strong. Side hips are strong. Keep drawing, even as the hips push forward, the pubic bone back to the tailbone. The little hooks that draw the front ribs to the front hips help you rise. You sit down. Palms up. Only the purest gold. Please come gently to hands and knees. Cat-cow. Allow the pathway of movement to be completely individual. If you want to roll the shoulders, the hips, you can do that. Now lift the right leg up behind you. Put that foot behind the left so the knees cross, and turn the legs out a lot, starting to sit back. Now when you sit back, make sure that you're not sitting on a foot. If you're sitting on one of your feet, can you please straighten the right leg instead and have the left leg bent over? Great. Okay, we stay here. Lift your right arm up to the roof. Place it behind your back. Bring the left hand behind your back. Now, as much as the fingertips touching is great and gives you a little bit more support, if that means that you again get that big kind of muppet opening of the chest, actually just release the hands. Enough so that you can soften those front ribs, they get quiet, the back ribs get quiet. Inhale instead through the spine, and as you exhale, lengthen out over these legs. We're here for 5 breaths. If it's far too much, it's okay to release the hands. But if the bind is there in your range, can you keep it, please? Press the skull into the arms. Lengthen the top elbow to the roof, rise up. Unwind. Take the left leg out to the side, please. Right leg into the groin and a side bend. And as much as that's a beautiful analogy, the idea that the heart filters out all sediment and only allows, the stuff that is gold, that is pure through. That is actually what occurs on the energetic layer. Take this top hand up, come into a beautiful side bend. So as well as it being this analogy, can you start to actually feel it? Filtering of truth at the heart. Gently release down. This time, please, can you bend the left leg in? Take the right leg up and over. Try and get the knees to cross. Draw the heels back to the hips. Left hand rises behind the back. Right hand down behind the back. If fingertips touch without forcing the chest, grab them and then lean forward. Press your head back into the arm. Stretch that top elbow away, rise. Take the right leg out to the side this time. Left leg is bent. And side bend. Top hand up and over. Side bend here too. Please gently release. Make your way over onto your back. Allow the knees to drape to one side. Look the other way. Please change sides. Please gently unwind. Stretch both legs away, turn the palms up. Close the eyes. Take Shavasana, our relaxation. And just scan here the body, the breath. Notice anywhere that might be gripping, holding tension, holding stuff. Soften it a little more. And as you rest and relax deeper and deeper, relax into truth. Even if your mind wants to niggle and argue about it, it doesn't change it. It's your truth. You are truth. Relax, take the pressure off. You don't need to prove it. There's nothing to justify. Let it hold you. You are truth. You know truth because you are it. Please find some movement, whether it's a wriggle or a stretch. Then roll over to one side. And just to slowly roll up to seated. Bring your hands into Anjali Mudra. Three Oms. Inhale. To each other, the practice and the truth, we bow. Namaste. Namaste.